region, more tournaments where it's just like standalone events where you can actually come from around the world. You know, open it up to basically everybody rather than just limiting it to specific areas for qualifiers. So that was a very cool experience with the SWC, getting to meet all these teams that we don't really get to see every day.
It definitely was. So now I have at least switched it on over to the game just so that we can, you know, watch the teams joining up. I think we're pretty much all here. We need one more person, and then we should be good to go. Big thanks to everyone who's been subscribing, and you know, again, we'll try and make it worth your while. If not right now, then at least you know, make it up to you guys a little bit later on. But yeah, keeping the regular content is definitely something that's been a little bit more difficult. But we thank you anyway for sticking around and helping us out. It does actually help us a lot with all the subs. So. Going into this kind of game here, who is your favorite team vendetta to win this best of one?
Favorite to win this is still NIP, even though they've made a roster change, and obviously it's a big roster change. But I guess what people won't focus on is the fact that PlanetKey has also made a roster change not too long ago. Alex R, who was recently brought in as their 6th man, has taken over the spot for Cly, because Cly, given some incidents in the past, is not liable to attend any Valve tournaments. And obviously with PlanetKey being one of the teams, actually one of 3 German teams to qualify for DreamHack Winter, they kind of had to do something about that if they wanted to attend. And obviously you want to attend majors. So Alex R is in for Cly and PlanetKey, and yeah. So they also aren't probably on their top form just yet. They're probably honing their form in for DreamHack Winter. But I think they're better off. They've had a bit more time to prepare than NIP with their new lineup.
Honestly, yep. As I remember, Alex R, he played really well in the last lineup we saw him. Was that in Mouse Sports, or which team was he playing in last time? I can't remember now. Why is this escaping me?
Alex R was previously in Penta.
Oh,
yeah, that was it. That was it.
Yeah.
With Crystal and the rest of them.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's when we saw a lot of double op setups and that type of thing.
Exactly, because I was going to say the surprise in that lineup was that it wasn't necessarily Crystal doing the main opening, and actually be Alex doing a fair bit of it. So that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, he's definitely shown that he's a capable player with the op, and I actually like him a lot in this PlanetKey team, and they've been doing pretty well for themselves with their online results up till this point. So it bodes well for the German team. Obviously, if you manage to qualify for a major, you're doing something right. So I'm excited to see how these guys continue to improve going towards the next major.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing, and also the fact that NIP, all eyes are going to be on them, man. All eyes are going to be on NIP right now with this new Michael. Well, this new Michael, like we've seen him plenty, but that we were wondering about that. You know, if it was actually like, should they be, you know, showing their game early on? But then I was coming at them saying, you know, actually it's a good thing that they have official matches so that they can actually see, you know, how it all plays out in an official match versus some top tier teams, get an idea of how things are going to play out, right?
Absolutely. And I don't think we can expect too much in terms of exceptional executions from strategies and from NIP, which has never been what they've relied most heavily on previously anyway.
No, that's true.
See, but yeah, they're a completely new team. I don't even think they've had more than a couple of days to practice together, because right after the announcement of Michael going into NIP, I think both Freiburg and Get Right had to do some promotion work in Norway. So they've been traveling around, and I'm not really sure how much they've gotten to play, but we all know that it's 5 fantastic individual players, so they should be able to make a lot of damage. You know, they can do work still.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the question really that I have for you guys is how well do NIP have to play in this first, let's say, month, which isn't that long to play with a new teammate. Unless something's horribly wrong, you know, it takes a while to sort of fully assimilate someone into the team. But how well do you have to play to avoid the storm of threads that's otherwise going to pop up for people saying NIP made a mistake, they should bring back McLaren immediately, this is all gone all wrong, you know? How well do they basically have to 60-0 everybody they meet?
Yes.
I think as soon as NIP lose their first game with this lineup, you're gonna have a plethora of threads on HLTV and Reddit saying this was the biggest mistake they could have made. But I think we need to hold out judgment until at least after DreamHack Winter.
Oh man, well that's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to reading those threads. I tried turning my mic volume up a little bit, guys, so that's gonna work a little bit better. Someone was saying it wasn't quite up to par. I think we're just missing one more person in action currently. So once he gets back on, I think we should be good to go. Who are we missing? Struxy's on here.
Is Stavros.
Stavros. Oh, yeah.
The Stavster. So
He's
we'll
a really
see.
tall guy, isn't he? I'm sure I saw him in the SWC somewhere.
Beast.
Yeah.
They're all big on PlanetKey though. They're all like pretty big gents. Then again, you know, German lineup, right? You know, that strong stock.
Yeah. At least I recognized, you know, the PlanetKey guys opposed to Alien Tech. You know, those they were harder to recognize. I'm sorry.
I felt kind of bad though because I didn't recognize Cly, and that was just a little weird. Where he was like, "Hey man," and I was like, "Hey man, how's it going?" You know, "Oh, PlanetKey, yeah, for sure." And then he was like, "Yeah, it's Cly," and I was like, "Oh, what's up, man?" It's not to twist the knife in the wound or whatever, but it was just like, "Oh, cool, man. Well, this might be the last event I see you at because your team's going to DreamHack next."
I actually am. I'm awfully bad at recognizing people from online. I usually recognize people's voices, if anything, but just from faces alone, I'm really bad at that stuff. I think actually Copenhagen Games this year, I think Glaive came up to me and started talking to me, and I recognized Glaive, so I was like, yeah, you know, how you doing in Danish and so on. And he's like, do you know who I am? I was like, damn, yeah. Luckily, he was one of the people that I can recognize, but otherwise, I could be pretty bad at it. So.
It's too much online stuff these days, man. We're not seeing these guys in person enough. Unless we could figure out some way to have webcams like implemented in the game, some kind of like full online production.
Imagine if it was webcams instead of the logos
that
on the
would
Steam
be,
profile.
How sick would that be?
I would
it
just
may
love
not
to
be
see,
sick, but that would be pretty sick.
I would love to see when people got just completely lucked. Somebody won the lottery, hit the sickest shot on Earth, and just the reaction on the guy who got shot.
I would be all for this right up until the point where someone's playing pantsless or something and they forget about it and just walk out for a drink or something while they die. You know, that's when bad things happen. But yes, why not have webcams instead of logos? Be a good idea.
We've got a new goal to work towards. 2015 webcam pantsless streams, right?
Yeah.
There we go, man. For official matches.
I think one thing that Michael probably could is swap away from the SK logo. I thought that was weird. So he's rocking the SK logo.
Ah, well, we'll see. I think they're actually finally getting ready to have their knife round. So it's been a long time since I've had the chance to say this, but welcome to Room on Fire and our Caseking, King of Kings. There's a lot of, king involved in that one sentence, but it's sort of fitting. It is. We do have a bunch of good teams playing in this tournament, and to start it off with, we have a best of one here with NIP and PlanetKey. So big thanks to all of you for joining us. The first time we get to see the new NIP lineup with Michael instead of Fiflaren. Who, yeah, I'm sure it won't be the last time we see Fiflaren doing stuff in the global offensive, business. But for now, he's on the bench for a little bit. So it will be Michael actually stabbing 4 people in his first official match here for NIP. So welcome to the show, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And now we'll have to see. Semler, they're going to be starting on this CT side. Is that a surprise to you?
Not at all. Just because NIP, it was along with Titan, basically, teams that really wanted to just go ahead on Dust 2, start off on the CT side. It seems like the general opinion is that this map is just becoming more and more of a CT map. And you're talking to a lot of the teams, and they're just like, yeah, we expect actually for CT side to get more rounds now on Dust 2, which just kind of blows your mind when you think about it, coming from the beginning when, this was very much a T-sided map, and teams just expected to get like 10 rounds T-side, no problem at all. Now, all of a sudden, it's a struggle to do even that on your T-side. So, NIP, starting off on CT, we'll see how they do.
Yeah, well, started off with Get Right, almost ran into Tropley over on long, but Tropley kind of thought better of it and decided it's better to just walk the other way, and the rest of them seem to have cleared Upper Dark and are headed towards Lower Dark. So Vendetta, fairly standard coverage here for PlanetKey to start off with?
So far, pretty standard, and from the looks of it, this might be a push into mid. You see Tropley as the one guy loaded up with nades, and he's gonna dual pop flash out into mid.
Oh yeah, and Exist is hiding in the corner. He's going to go down. In fact, it's the Tech 9 to get the opening kill. Alex will pick up one as well. Mike Lily hiding in the smoke, but not for too long. It's just a whole firing squad shooting through. Freiburg inside the bomb site takes the first headshot. Second one to follow up as Alex R goes down, but Freiburg's alone. Now, he does have the bomb, but this is a pretty tricky position, especially because from Upper Dark, Struxy is going to come in and headshot him. So, nice attempt from Freiburg, but it wasn't enough.
It was essentially him just trying to hold off the storm single-handedly there. He knew he may have had a chance once he actually dropped that bomb carrier in the bomb site, so he could sit on that. He knows they have to come to him, but at that point, he loses all of his mates. And with a one-on-two situation like that, PlanetKey actually played it really well, just looking to split the site and catch him out.
Well, I mean, that was the missplit. Oh, did they almost get that shot? They're jumping over?
He hit it. He hit it. Yeah, they're boosting and he's jumping with the scout and he shoots over the wall all the way into T-spawn. That's really tricky stuff coming out from Freiburg.
I almost missed that on the camera. I only just caught the end of it.
Look at Michael right now. He's really aggressively intimidating. He might be able to pick up Stavros. Fortunately, Stavros is ready for it. So that's one man down for NIP. Obviously, they haven't invested all that much, barring the scout and 2 ZZs into this round. So it's not a huge loss for Michael to go down. And at least he gets some sort of information for his team.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice as well, because obviously, you know, maybe the hope was that PlanetKey had a lot of their attention focused towards, you know, that scout in the middle, so maybe weren't thinking about anybody coming that close. You know, just a bit of a trick there.
Also, if he actually finds Alex, who's been tagged up, and that's probably information that everyone on NIP has gotten, then that's an easy pickup for NIP, and that can give them the lead they need to actually close out an eco round.
Now, over on long, they're actually going to walk into Freiburg, who still has this scout, and I'm a little bit frustrated by the fact that Alex is leading the charge. It's going to be Infant going down. In fact, they got to be really careful here. Freiburg, he misses the next shot, but he's getting some backup. He's actually going to miss a lot of kills. Finally, the headshot comes through, and it is a 3-on-3 now.
Freiburg going to get caught out. No, he will not. Somehow he lands that shot first. Get right, exist. Everybody picking up frags, and Nip. This is the thing. Nip, they're so solid on CT side just too that they're able to come back and actually make a force buy work. PlanetKey get picked apart as they try and get onto that site.
I don't know. They all died in 1 second. I couldn't catch half of that on the camera, but I don't know. The choice to go up long. Did they do anything wrong there, PlanetKey then, or was it just the scout being really good again?
Yeah, I think that's more down to the scout being really good. I think PlanetKey had the right idea. Obviously, they knew that NIP had 1 scout, but for the better part, they assumed that they had pistols, which is the correct assumption. So going long where you can get the most distance between you and the ecoing team, that's always a good idea.
Oh, well, this time they actually do go for pistols and what is it, P250s and armor on all of them, even smokes and grenades here. So they're actually looking to try and see if they can catch Nip, and going middle is a good idea. That instant headshot on Freiburg is going to drop him low, and Michael probably wants to buy an AWP later, so he's gone for CSET 75 and is going to be flashed immediately trying to fall back into the site. Freiburg, he only gets the 1. He was already low. They need some backup. Michael is down next, and Forrest is waiting up inside the bomb site. He's going to take 1. He's going to take 2 and the bomb. Forrest actually saving an IP right here at the end with a triple kill, so nicely handled round here from Forrest. That was pretty important, actually.
It really was. You don't want to have too many losses, or too big of a loss, really, in an anti-eco round, because if you lose more than 3 people, you're going to lose a significant amount of money, because you have to drop for everyone, and someone's going to be left out from that equation. So, all in all, good anti-eco from NIP. They managed to salvage it. And I think, actually, PlanetKey could have done more with that anti-eco, or with that eco, if they've actually done the exact same they did in their pistol round. Their initial setup was the exact same as their pistol round, but they opted to put people towards short and have some people stay behind in mid instead of actually pushing actively towards the B bomb site. So they never got control of it, and they more or less just got picked apart after that.
Well, this time it's pretty much all pistols all around. Tropley's having a bit of a weird fight with Get Right over here. The smoke is going to be clearing any second. And, well, Tropley walks in. He's not going to get anything done, unfortunately, for him. Freiburg's still kind of low in the middle. And it's going to be down to just Infant, the last guy. That's not his real name, is it?
No, that's Stavros.
It is Stavros, all right. Just making sure that they don't have, like, a weird stand-in that I don't know about.
His name is actually the Horrible Child. Or, like, the Terrible Child, the Horrible Child.
I guess. German is kind of close to English in that sense, isn't it?
Oh, that's French.
Is it really French? It could might as well have just been. I guess infant. Well, I guess French is close to English too. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, what isn't like English like 70% French?
It is.
Just saying. I mean, it's not like you guys, you know. Well, I can't even say it's not like you guys are robbers or anything, because then I'm accusing myself of robbery. But okay, whatever.
You should just be on both sides of the fence. That way you'll always win with Sumler. It's perfect.
That's how I've played it out always, man. It works good.
So it's a really good idea. Geron actually going to fall back. He's not going to take the long fight, which I think is kind of a smart idea, because sometimes if you get caught, especially because this gets so far back, it's not so cool. Nice opening from Tropley. Exist is going to get the good return here, and he needs to stay alive, because they are getting pretty close here as Alexar's trying to make the crossover. He's going to get down by Exist. And Michael also landed a shot before he went down, so now 2-on-3 here for PlanetKey.
Good call there by Exist to fall back into CT as well. They're going to play for the retake here in IP. Rather than get picked off one at a time, getting caught in a bit of an awkward spot, they're going to be able to just try and play this together as a team. So Forest is wrapping around to Long, and the rest of NIP look like they're going to go up Cat. And this should be a situation that NIP can come out ahead in.
Yeah, Forest down from Long. Just the good timing. If somehow Stavros had won that fight against Forest, it would have been great. But a little bit too much for Nex to handle, and there isn't anything you can do. I mean, this is kind of the problem with this A-bomb site, is that it's sort of naked for coverage if you're being attacked from both long and short. It's a little bit different if you're holding it, and I guess that's the main reason why Stavros wanted to fight down there. But NIP even saved the AWP, so I mean, how do you rate that retake, Vendetta? Did it do alright, Nip, or could he have done even better?
Nip did everything they needed to do, really, which is, you can't really fault them. They win the round, they do a proper retake, they only lose one guy, so proper retake from NIP. I would have liked to see PlanetKey actually go together, and because as you said, it's hard to defend that bomb site because it's so naked, so you kind of have to clear out one of the two places instead of just getting sandwiched in. So I would have liked to see both of them actually try to either take over long, like Stavros tried to do, or have both push out short, and see if they basically can eliminate one of the options where NIP wants to retake from.
Pretty common setup again here from PlanetKey. Maybe a little bit more defensive than you'd normally see a terrorist team do. I mean, they seem like they are holding pretty far back, and it's only now that they're really sort of gaining some mid-control. So, I mean, can't really blame them for being a little bit wary against the NIP here, but gotta be careful they don't give them too much respect either. Michael up on short is actually gonna hit that leg shot on Struxy, trying to get by, and almost got caught by Stavros in return, but down the middle, like, they still have that Noah tower going on.
Yeah, nice timing there with the anti-flash by Michael. That pretty much kept him alive. Otherwise, he'd have got shot in the back. So timing, it works out. He still does some damage to Strux, and then it's going to be Exist. Actually, the tower at mid that's going to do a lot of the work, and Freiburg actually getting a double spray and dropping the bomb in front of him. So all of a sudden, it goes from a decent situation for PlanetKey to pretty much just unwinnable.
Yeah, and that's going to be down to Nex and Strux left here. Just 2 on 3. And with only 25 seconds, this is going to be more than just a little bit difficult. And they don't craft the bomb either. He made a little bit of noise, and Freiburg heard that. He's still going to go down. That's a nice headshot from Nex. 15 seconds. This would be impressive.
Yeah, exactly. 10 seconds left here. Michael, as long as he doesn't give away easy frags, doesn't matter because you have Get Right to plug it up and come in through top mid to get the flank there. But they were sitting on that bomb. NIP, even losing fifth, or not fifth, Freiburg, I think it's all right.
So, Vendetta,
Yes.
the Noah boost that was going on in the middle here, they actually set that up only after PlanetKey took over control of short. So it wasn't there from the beginning. It kind of went up a little bit later. And that's, you know, sometimes we do see the tower go up almost immediately, right?
Yeah, most of the time you see that tower basically to deny anyone access to Catwalk. So it was odd to see it coming out that late into the round, but it obviously worked because as soon as Michael managed to hold off that push, the initial push onto short, it seemed like NIP were very aware of the fact that, well, there's no way PlanetKey are actually going forward on Catwalk, so they have to come back. So that was just a really solid play from Nip.
Oh, grenade from the middle there. Exist landing the perfect timing, and, well, they're going to actually smoke off the doors themselves here, NIP just holding inside, which is another cool idea and a way of dealing with a potential mid-push. I think Existence on Titan sometimes will put up a Molotov instead of a smoke whenever this mid-push comes out, but obviously PlanetKey only have pistols. They aren't going to be doing too much, so we're going to be going actually straight into the next round here, the 8th round coming up. And finally, Semler, we have an AWP on Alex R.
Yeah, it looks like T-side. Looks like we're going to have a pause coming in here as well. But you're right, Existence is the guy. Well, he had a variant on Titan, which was actually pretty cool, smoking up the doors and then just collapsing on Upper Dark to take away one of the pincers from that T-side. But it looks like Nip were content to just make PlanetKey run through smoke, and that's pretty much never a good idea. But it looks like Exist... he's hit a bit of a bump in the road, so hopefully we'll be able to get things going here fairly soon. But this is definitely looking like Nipper in full control because not only are they getting the rounds on the board, but they're maintaining a solid bank at the same time. And that's going to make life very difficult here for PlanetKey.
He was up at 39 ping, and if you're in Sweden, that's just unacceptable. He's like, no, I can't. I need more than less than 30. Otherwise, I'm going to get angry. That's probably something else. Then they threw the rifle down to Tropley, who got the long spawn here. So, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. And we'll have to see if he's going to run in. Might actually run into Get Right. This would be a pretty big opening. Get Right at the corner. Tropley is going to be 1 second slow. That was the long spawn, but he was actually not fast enough anyway.
Yeah, Get Right had a really good spawn for long as well. But I'm surprised to see that Tropley actually decided to stay on the corner, but basically holding off the edge. It seems like he expected NIP to play 2 people that long, which they haven't done up to this point.
Mike and Lily actually, sorry, it was a 90-degree turn. He was actually aimed up at top or mid, and then Struxy came through lower dark and still didn't manage to line that headshot. That was a bit of a mistake, I think, from Strux. But at least Freiburg has gone down as well. So, I mean, PlanetKey have maybe a shot at getting around in here. Well,
they've got a double overlap here at mid doors now, though, so Stavros is currently just camped out, hoping to catch somebody. He might catch Michael peeking here. Michael is slowly working his way out, and there, instant headshot. Really nicely done. Only thing here is that it's going to be Exist holding on the side of these doors, so if they decide to try and rush through for a B split, this may catch them off guard.
They're certainly thinking about it. You can see that Stavros is right on the other side. And Exist, no one's checking. A few bullets right through here would just do wonders. Maybe even take Exist up. They don't have any cause to think that he might bin here. They feel like they pretty cleared the mid already, and Exist, he's going to get the first target. He sees the gun barrel. Shotley instantly down. And now it's down to Forrest inside this B-bomb site.
Yeah, Forrest alone, though. He's going to spot them coming out in perfect shot there. He takes out the man with the most HP as well. It's down to Nex now with 21 HP, and he's going to get cleaned up by Exist, who rotates in. So, once again, NIP just keeping their cool, keeping their composure, and just riding PlanetKey out. Bit of a risky, I don't know, that seemed like a little bit of a risky play there by Exist. I mean, sure, he spotted the gun barrel, but that close with the AWP, it's like point-blank shot. I don't know, Ven, did you have a little bit of a moment where when Exist went for that?
Yeah, it could have easily gone all sorts of wrong for Exist in that situation, especially with how unreliable no-scoping is, and you never know what he's going to have time to do, right? So, a bit of an iffy situation, but he makes it work. What I'm most weirded out by, or I guess put off by, was what PlanetKey decided to do with Alex R. Alex R was holding off out by long for the longest time, and as soon as they wanted to set up towards a B split with probably pushing out in mid and having Nex and upper dark, Alex more or less just kind of ran out long where Get Art was waiting. Obviously, as Exist takes out Structure on shore where they know a tower working once again.
Yeah, and again late in the round.
Yeah, again late in the round. It seems like they have this. They're very confident, really, that PlanetKey are not really wanting to challenge Michaelella with the op on short, which I guess you can't blame them because Michaelella has been doing pretty well for himself up to this point.
Yeah, it's proving super difficult at the moment for the German team to actually get an entrance in somewhere, though they will actually make their way out the middle. Freiburg goes down. They need one more shot on somebody. If they can kill Forrest, they definitely have this B-bomb sign. That would be a big opening. Exist is maybe coming through the smoke as well. Forrest goes down. And Exist is getting flashed through. I think that's Mike Hilele helping him out. Shotley goes down. Exist holding down Mouse 1. And Mike Hilele, I think that was at the top of the smoke. Yeah, he actually shot through the smoke to get one of the kills. And then just full-on spray from Exist to clear the rest. He's currently top fragging at 11, 1, and 3 with the best ratio. Pretty cool.
Holy hell, dude. That spray control by Exist. It's starting to get to that point, really, where it's just so sick to watch guys hold down mouse 1 and be able to just carry that spray over from one target 90 degrees to another. That's some sick skill there from Exist. So, again, NIP, it looked like a bit of a hairy situation for them, and they're able to recover fairly quickly there. A lot of it on individual performance, but also good calls.
Oh, look at Freiburg. This is some cheeky plays. He's died a bunch in the middle, and now he just wants to see if he can get away with a lot of kills here. They're not going to realize just yet, and he gets 2 kills for it. Does give up the M4, so, I mean, was that a bit of a frag hunting mission from Freiburg, or?
I think it's perfectly viable. He's basically boxing in the PlanetKey team, so NIP have full control over what PlanetKey are doing for the most part until Forrest goes down there, but they gain so much information from it, and even if he just would have gotten 1, that would have been still perfectly fine for NIP.
Well, it works out for Freiburg. He does get up to the top of the scoreboard at 13 kills now, so I mean, he definitely did something right. I mean, everyone else actually, except for Get Right, which is a little bit unusual, but, you know, everyone else on the team currently sort of pretty close to each other. On the other team, the ones sort of lacking behind right now is Alex R. And maybe, I mean, he hasn't had many opening rounds, and the ones he's had, it's been someone else sort of making the opening. He's actually going to leg Forrest in the middle, so not Michaelele opening this time middle. He does have an op, but it's over on long instead.
Kind of surprised, actually, that so many teams right now are going, or at least on the T side, right, that they're favoring the Tech 9 over the CZ. PlanetKey, man, they're really going for that pistol. Just a detail, it doesn't have really real impact apart from, you know, those pistol rounds, but still. Alex R with seeing how effective it is to go op CZ, for him to go Tech 9 is an interesting little thing. Maybe it's not giving them the frags.
I don't know. I I feel like the Tech 9 has been proven so much. Maybe they could come up with something cool. I'm not opposed to a little bit of an experiment. Whatever it is, they need to make it work now, right? Because they're running out of rounds.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing here. It's going to be 50 seconds left, 9-1, and PlanetKey kind of gathered up in mid. Pretty standard play coming in from PlanetKey, actually. Just holding Upper Dark, holding at Longhouse, making sure that Nip can't play or can't push. That they're going to have to make a decision pretty soon as to where they want to take this. Alexar is currently scoped up mid, but Freiberg doesn't look like he wants to show himself to give him an opportunity to get a frag.
Right now, with how NIP's setup is, they actually have a really golden opportunity to punish Michael because he's not in the position where any of his teammates can actually help him out if they decide to push on to short. So with a couple of good flashes, they can get onto the bomb site here.
Oh, and some good headshots too. Definitely nice open up here from the Star Wars. Trotley's going to get a kill as well. And finally, Freiberg will return. And now they just need to get this bomb down and defend it. It's just Forrest and Freiberg left. So you're right, PlanetKey, they found the one weakness that was up on the catwalk towards the A bomb site, leaving Forrest all alone. They have an outrageous amount of money on the NIP side, so I mean, I don't think Forrest is going to care too much about losing the orb. But PlanetKey might care about losing some of these rifles, hunting him down though.
Oh, did he get a one shot? I think he did 1 point of damage there for us through the wall.
Really?
On Destructs, yeah. Like a 1 point of damage shot with an AWP. But, you know, not only do they get Michael basically, but instantly at the same time, Shrubly has managed to pick up Get Right at Long. So it pretty much went perfectly there for PlanetKey. Both duels won for the team, and they were just able to walk onto that site. Doesn't really get any cleaner than that, especially once you've been burning about a minute 30 in the round and just kind of twiddling your thumbs, hoping you're going to land that shot when the opportunity presents itself.
Michael been boosted up and is going to take a run down catwalk and scopes up in the middle. Oh, almost catches Alexander. That's so close. If he had committed to that, it probably would have got him a kill. Now that he's sticking around, it's always a little bit more dangerous, because actually some teams do grenade this particular position from top or mid, but Michael seems to be just fine. Vendetta, they've been playing super slowly on the PlanetKey side so far. Do you agree with it? Should they have put in some rounds where they had like some sort of rush or speed push going on?
I'm actually quite okay with what they're putting on, as I say that now. NIP are putting on the aggression with Freiberg and Forrest pushing into Upper Dark, and this I do like from NIP. They're getting so much map control out of this.
Yeah, and actually maybe PlanetKey's sort of, you know, sticking around and waiting for a long time here is going to pay off, because they catch Forrest with the headshot. They should realize that Freiberg could have walked all the way up here, because Trotley's actually kind of looking there. So yeah, maybe that answered the question all on its own, the fact that PlanetKey are just taking this really slow. Yellow Struxy somehow forgot about the fact there was a second person there. But Trotley won't.
Yeah, Trotley is not going to be troubled by this at all. It's going to be the two remaining members here for NIP, but they don't really know exactly where the bomb is. They're kind of in a weird position where they kind of have to just focus on that A site. At least it's going to work out for Get Right. He does manage to bring it back to a 2-on-3. With 20 seconds left, though, PlanetKey are gearing up for Long, and this could work out great for NIP. They're in a position to hold this.
Yeah, but they're sort of walking away. I think Get Right's finally going to come back into it, but there is very little time. If the bomb drops on next, he has the least amount of health. If he dies, it's a disaster, essentially. Get Right's waiting up here. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, the bomb is dropped. The round is over. They can't win anymore. Oh, no, that's so painful. Time runs out. Alexar's going to get the 1 kill. I'm not sure why he's trying to take this fight, because if he dies, he's not going to have anything at all. Vendetta, what was going on for PlanetKey here?
Well, basically, they... See, I think the biggest mistake they made that round was basically Stavros, who had managed to get out into mid, found a frag in mid, actually had the opening. He would smoked out CT spawn, and everything was good from that point on. But the problem for the rest of the PlanetKey members was that they were so spread out. The bomb was dropped outside along, so there was no one really anywhere near to pick it up. So they couldn't quickly advance towards the B bomb site safely. As Get Right picks up Troubly there, that's one of the first actually times we've seen Get Right finding some action on Long. But yeah, like they didn't have the time really to do anything properly with Stavros going down in CT spawn, because for some reason they pushed through the smoke and got picked up by Michael, and that was a bit unnecessary, because I think they would have had the time to actually move towards the B bomb site if Stavros just kept himself alive. So when Stavros died, it basically worked as a bit of a B fake for PlanetKey, but with Get Right hearing them from short, it was a pretty easy job for Nep to clean that up, actually.
Oh, no. Apart from the opening frag, Next just jumped in lower dark, and Get Right somehow was in the perfect position to pick up that kill as he was up on catwalk. That was some pretty absurd timing. I don't think you'll find many Counter-Strike games where exactly that happens. I actually thought NIP were going to try and go aggressive middle because they had 2 people middle and get right on short, so it looked like they could have tried to like crunch the remaining terrorists, but it's still working out great here for the Swedish team as they're now in a 2-on-4, and if they win this round, PlanetKey are going to be so poor, it's almost unreal. Stavros...
Yeah, that's the big point to be made here. As Stavros is going to be the last man alive, but yeah, that's the big point to be made, is the fact that PlanetKey, they just don't have any money left going into the remaining 2 rounds of this half. They might even have to just go for a full eco here, hoping that they'll get something done in the last round. But a 12-3 scoreline, it's not very hot for T side. You know, we were talking about a shift going CT way here on this map, but not this far. This isn't Nuke.
This is definitely not what you want to see on the T side if you're playing Key, or any team for that matter. I guess you could live with 7 to 8 on the T side, and that's a somewhat bad half. But yeah, 11 to 4, which is very possible for NIP, that would be completely horrible for BKD.
It definitely would be. Michael actually doing a pretty good job here with the C-Set 75. He only picks up the 1 kill, but he did some good damage to everybody else. And yeah, it's going to be a fairly easy round here for NIP. How do you feel then about the way NIP are playing? Can you tell just, you know, in the first sort of 14 rounds that we've seen going to the 15th here, if there's sort of a significant difference by the way they're playing around him with the orb or anything like that?
Him being able to pick up the op obviously gives them more space, so they're able to do a lot more different setups around the map, especially in Nuke. That so many nowhere towers going out, as PKD actually decides to do a quick push out to long here. So I'll hold my thoughts for a second.
Yeah, they're pushing really quickly, and GetRight actually had his back turned almost the whole time, just trying not to get flashed, but as a return, or as a result of it, they sort of ended up shooting him in the back eventually. Bit of a pause being called for, so at the end of the half or end of the round, we're probably going to do that. And it's a 4-on-3 right now, and PlanetKey seem to be boxed in, Zemla.
He doesn't really have too many places to go, but at the same time, I don't think he's feeling too threatened either, because he does have Michael there to lend a hand with the AWP. Forrest, in the meantime, goes marching into T-spawn. Perfect flank from him. He's going to pick up Struxy, and now it's a 4-on-2 with Forrest just boxing these guys in. Alex has to now just turn back and watch for Forrest to go for the flank. But Forrest just delivers the bomb pretty much for NIP, so this is it. PlanetKey not going to have too much hope going into the remainder of this half.
Definitely not. Stavros alone, and is he going to check the corner? It doesn't feel like Exist, I think, has been disconnected, so this is actually kind of hilarious. Look at
he
this
doesn't
nonsense.
even see him!
No, he doesn't see him. Oh, please. What a wonderful game.
I'm assuming that's what the boss is about.
Yeah, if only that could have somehow helped Stavros, they could have given them a better half, but even if he had spotted Exist, it would have made no difference. He still had to come back for the bomb, so what a great way to end it. 13-2. And pretty much everybody on NIP, even GetRight, who was pretty far behind at some point at 4 kills when everyone else was at +10, has actually made it back to 11. So, you know, nice cohesion going on here for the NIP team in the first half, and you know, 13-2 is not bad at all.
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. Now we get to see the T side. Because CT side, you know, CT side, we should be able to see NIP. You know, they have the experience. Michael Lilly with the op, they can kind of just put him there and be like, okay, shoot stuff. You know, it works out, right? But now we have to see how they actually play out on the T side, rather. You know, on the offense. Are they going to have some coordinated strats, or is it just going to be looking for picks to open up the map?
I guess the biggest worry for me is that they're going to win the pistol and just clean it out from there. So we're not going to have the opportunity to actually see what NIP have come up with on the T side and how they play it.
Yeah, but we do want to remind everyone that if NIP win this game, that means they're going to be playing in the best of 3 later tonight, and either against Epsilon or Cloud9. So, I mean, we'll still get to see more of NIP, but you're absolutely right. We obviously want to see this team, you know, tested as much as possible at this point in the game. And Dust 2 is not a bad map for Michael to start off on, I guess, you know. OPing on Dust 2 is always fun.
Absolutely. I think both him and GetRight didn't really have the chance to show themselves. Not that we don't know how good of a player they both are, but PlanetKey really were reluctant to really push out into GetRight on long or actually attack Catwalk. I think we saw them go Catwalk twice that entire half.
Yeah. And
one of the times that worked out really nicely for them, Alex picking up the entry frag on on Michael Ella, what totally got the frag on GetRight on long. So
yeah.
But for the most part, it's been heavily focused towards the middle area, and that's not been working out for them because Exists and Freiburg have been doing a superb job of shutting things down. Hell, whenever they might have wanted to go towards short, you saw the Noah Tower basically shutting that down. So NIP have been doing a really good job of shutting PlanetKey down, and PlanetKey seemed kind of lost for a large period of the first half.
Yeah, they definitely did, and it was obviously it was obviously unfortunate for them that that second round with the Freiburg and the Scout ended up costing them so much. Not saying it would have been a great first half for PlanetKey even if they hadn't done that, but it could have been a little bit prettier on the overall scoreboard. Maybe they could have made their way to like 6 rounds or something like that, and it could have been pretty cool. But as it is now, you know, they're pretty far and behind here. We're just waiting for Exist to get back in on the server. Of course, he was hilariously disconnected towards the end here. Not that it had any impact on the game, luckily. But it was still pretty funny.
Standard Umio internet, according to Forrest.
Ah, okay, I see. I see how it is.
Apparently it started to snow there.
Man.
It's actually quite amusing. Even though, well, you know, I'm living in Scandinavia. Every time the first fall of snow happens, every single year, even though we live in countries that are covered by snow 90% of the year, right? We still get surprised by it, and we still get caught out.
Yeah.
So the first day of snow, you know, you have a ton of traffic jams and, you know, tiny collisions, people sliding off the road. Like, it happens all the time, and nobody's prepared for it ever. And you'd think with so many years of experience with snow that we'd actually learn something from it, right?
Well, you know what's really crazy? Actually, in Denmark, it's much worse than that. And because in Denmark, it doesn't snow all that much. It just kind of like rains, and it's gray in the winter. It's really not that much fun. It's a little bit like in the UK, actually. No, but what happens here is in the fall, when the leaves fall off, all the trains suddenly stop working. And you do start to wonder if the people actually, like, in charge of the trains, if ever they think, maybe this year the leaves are going to fall off. It's like every year they're equally surprised. They think, God, we really thought they were going to stay on this year. And they fell off anyway.
I think they would have been really happy to live in Norway, at least this year, because we pretty much skipped autumn altogether. We just went straight from summer to winter.
Oh, wait, I heard this happen in Texas. Did you guys hear about this?
What?
In Texas, they went from, I think it was like 24 degrees Celsius to -9 in one day. I don't even know how that's possible.
What?
They're literally in the space of 7 hours. The
It's
temperature
desert.
dropped.
It's desert country, though. That's the thing, man. Anything is possible in the desert.
What the hell?
Because it's kind of like Los Angeles, same thing, right? In winter, right? You could have like 80 degrees. Well, you could have like 30-something degrees basically during the day, and then it'll drop down like, 20 degrees in the space of the night, right?
It's madness. All right, well, guys, while we're waiting for everything to get back on track here, I hope you guys will go and visit our sponsor's Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Caseking Gaming, and like their page. You can, obviously get cool offers for different kind of hardware, and it also, helps us, makes them feel happy that they're supporting the tournament, and we certainly are happy that they are. So yeah, give them a like, and it'll help us and them out too. And also, of course, visit room1fire.tv. If you haven't done it already, we actually finally have T-shirts and hoodies that we're selling up here. So you can just click around on the site. You'll definitely find it. They're really, really nice quality. Finally had a chance to test them when I went to Sweden. So, yeah, they're really cool. And Sam, I think you've been wearing one today, so...
Damn straight, damn straight. That I'm kind of looking into how we can give a few away during the tournament as well, guys. So, a couple hoodies, couple T-shirts, so stay tuned on that. We'll keep you posted when we start doing that giveaway. But, yeah, they're actually really comfy. So I'm happy, man. I love my shirt. I've been wearing it all day.
Excellent, excellent. So, I think finally we have Exist back on. He's managed to... I don't know, maybe his router is outside and he had to pick up a shovel and dig it out of snow, and then, now he's back on the server again and everything works. We might end up seeing NIP just kind of railroading PlanetKey on this map. If they win the pistol round, that's a very likely scenario. If they don't, then maybe we can get a chance to see what NIP are like on this terrorist side. But certainly, for the first half, for the first game that we've seen with Michael in the lineup, it seemed pretty good.
That seems solid so far. I mean, again, CT side, just sit there with the op, Michael, do your thing. Now we get to see what happens here for this pistol, and it's going to be Michael actually taking point into Upper Dark. But NIP will not go rushing in. They will just pace themselves and actually collapse back towards mid, where Trubley is waiting for them, looking towards Lower Dark. This could be a good opportunity here for PlanetKey to get a solid start.
Definitely could have been, like, I think I saw it at least in my mind. I thought this is going to be the perfect headshot moment. In the middle, though, Alex Saar only gets the one. Star Wars here to try and clean up behind him, but it's just not working out. NIP are winning these gunfights right up until the point where Nex shows up and gets 2 people killed, leaving Forrest alone inside the B bomb site without the bomb. That's a good headshot. He tries for a little bit more, still got 15 bullets left. And Forrest is going to go for the burst fire mode, and he gets the spray off right on Neck's face. It's going to be a double kill for Forrest, and he can't actually get the $300 bonus for planting, but he's still going to win the round for his team. So, Vendetta, that round for NIP, was it, you know, how coordinated was that?
Not that coordinated. I'd like to say it was obvious that it was going to be a B split with 4 people out towards mid, but I think Michaelella actually ran out of mid after they picked up Troubley with a smoke grenade in his hand.
Right. Oh, so, wait a minute. Oh, sorry. I thought Nex was going to maybe spray a bunch of people down with that CZ, but it is, sorry. NIP are just going to basically win this round in the B-bomb site. So, sorry for cutting you off.
No problem, no problem. But yeah, Michael ran out of double doors with a smoke in hand. So he probably thought that Troubley was the sole defender of mid, really, and that was not the case, unfortunately, for him. But they made it work for us going full man mode with the burst fire and winning the pistol round. And right now, it's just your textbook cleanup of an eco.
Yeah, pretty much there. Michael even styling with a jump scout from window, picking up guys, so this is now going to be an IP pretty much running away with this game. Not going to say that it was expected that the score would be this one-sided. I was expecting a bit more out of PlanetKey, but it is the first match. It is a best of one, so we'll have to see PlanetKey, what they'll have in store for us later on tomorrow.
Yeah, and we've said this before. On a map like Dust 2, when things go wrong, things really go wrong for you.
True, yeah.
Oh, Alex does a good opening with the Deagle. He's got another headshot in. He's got one more bullet. Now he has to reload and try and reface against Michaelele, who just blew up his teammate in Tropley. And Alex is going to get the triple Deagle shot down. I think Existence is connected again, so maybe there is a chance for PlanetKey to get back in here. They can just manage to not all die to Forrest, who's bravely and valiantly trying to defend his AFK teammate, who's just got a grenade out.
And who happens to be actually facing mid. Strux is going to get that kill pretty easily. Yeah, it is just going to be Forrest, last man here, and he's backing off already. Call for a pause has been made, so yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward. Freiburg, even with the sad face, man, you can't make Freiburg sad. That's just like kicking a puppy. It's too cruel.
Yeah, not good, is it?
Yeah, it's 45 seconds left, and I don't think PlanetKey are too interested in, or actually they are setting out to hunt for Forrest, so they're feeling pretty confident that they can actually take him out. But if Forrest manages to hold on to this op, then they could still win the upcoming round. They got away from the first couple of rounds without too many losses, so they still have a fair bit of money to work with going into the next round. But if I was PlanetKey, I would not throw away too many weapons, and it seems like it's more or less the guys who are not equipped who's taking the fight initially.
Oh, grenade here. Forrest is going to get the last kill of the round for himself here. Double in total, but yeah. I mean, PlanetKey will save an AK and the AWP, of course, and an IP won't have too much. In fact, they could maybe go for 3 AKs and 1 Galil and whatever on Forrest. Maybe they could.
It's possible, but I'm assuming Exist is going to be able to rejoin with the same amount of money.
Yeah, it seems like it, doesn't it?
Troubly trying to convince them that, well, you are NIP, so why don't play 4v5? Not sure if that's gonna happen.
Is it really the weather where Exist lives that makes such a big difference?
That could easily be the case. I wouldn't be too surprised if it actually is stormy weather or if it's just a ton of snow. If it's the first big fall of snow, then most things go to hell everywhere.
We haven't had any snow at all in Denmark. So, and actually in Sweden, I mean, Selma, you said when I was briefly home and you said, oh, it's snowing. So I came back and I was well prepared and then there was no snow at all.
Yeah, I know. I kind of misled you there, mate. It snowed for a day and it really snowed for maybe like half a day. And then it was just like, okay, here's a couple flakes for you, just keeping you on your toes. I felt like that was it. It was just like a lie. It all turned into a lie, man.
Oh.
Just I was getting ready, getting the park out, getting my scarf, all that sort of stuff, and then the next day it was like 10 degrees again, and you're just like, okay, then back to sweater.
Fair enough, then. I'll forgive you. I'm hoping next time though, we'll get like a sleigh and we'll ride around Stockholm the streets. Can we do that?
Yeah, there we go, man. But we'll get a couple polar bears too. Just something's got to pull that sleigh, right?
Exactly. That would actually be kind of badass.
I'll travel from Norway with Elk to see you.
We'll do a meeting.
You'll come riding your moose.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well,
elk or moose, whatever's in my backyard.
Hopefully no polar bears. Up on short, now that we're actually back in the game and Exist has decided he wants to finish this match as well, it is Stavros and Tropley. And actually Tropley, see, look, this is kind of an interesting flashbang. Well, okay, it would have been an interesting flashbang. I'm assuming that can actually work where you sort of pop flash your way back into short. They just decide against it altogether and are going to go down in middle again, where they might actually end up facing a whole bunch of NIP members in what is obviously going to be a B-split push here, and a pretty well-timed one, in fact. This is actually going to work out pretty well for NIP. Next goes down, Struxy taking a fight here with Forest, and he gets headshot as well. That was really the only chance they had if Struxy won that fight against Forest, but now they're in a world of trouble.
And Stavros is a bit too close here. He's going to be stopped at the door, but there you go. That's the problem here, is that Trubley's waiting right on the outside, so getting to this bomb is going to be very difficult for NIP. They're down to 2 remaining members, and it's all about get right, but he only gets 1 frag.
Now the question is, did they orchestrate all of this just to give Michael a chance to clutch it here in a 1-on-2? He actually jumps, and that's the wrong time to do it. Great round from Tropley, to be honest. Killing, how many? 3 members from the double door space, or from the doors here, into B, and then the last one in Michael. So nicely handled. That's going to put NIP on an eco.
I'm surprised that we didn't see Gertrude do anything to abrupt or, you know, interrupt the retake from PlanetKey earlier, because he was halfway up on short. He was basically sitting at the set, and we skipped.
Yes, I think we skipped a couple of seconds. I was wondering too.
We time traveled just there, so I guess PlanetKey picked up that anti-eco round.
Apparently so.
Right.
I was wondering, how are they killing people so fast with an AWP? This is just unreal.
Oh, it's the new weapon that Valve are adding. The Tag 21. It's basically a ZZ version of the AWP.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm kind of. It's what do you call it when you're actually when you're looking forward to it with, you know, fright in mind.
Yeah, I think I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But I definitely am worried, just because I still disagree very much with how the CSAT 75 and the Scout work currently. So, but we'll see. If not, we will have interesting conversations with the Valve devs at future events. Luckily, you know, they're fun to talk to about all these, you know, these different balancing issues.
Yeah, and they're really open to it as well. They're really open to listen to criticisms about what they've done.
They are.
Dude, no, it's all good. We'll just take their passports away, not let them go back until they change the CZ. It's all good.
That's smart.
We've got the solution.
Now look at NIP. They have a different solution in mind altogether. In fact, they're going to be jumping Struxy. And what? Did he just try and take off the silencer while fighting Exist? That's the worst idea possible. And they're going to lose the round on an eco. Michael coming up with a triple kill and actually winning the last round here for NIP. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. NIP, they get what they came for.